and yeah, we're back. Back
Right.
inside Los Ashlees, which is nearly 2 years old. Oh yeah, it will be 2 years this January, which isn't really that long considering we're like nearly towards the end of November. It was something like the 16th of January, I think, when this map, first got built. Um, it's crazy to think that it's crazy to think that it's nearly been 2 years, but you know,
2 years of your life.
yeah, like you know, I mean, obviously a lot of help from other people, but it's still been a big ongoing project, to
I was a little baby 13-year-old 2 years ago.
like it's just so weird. But I don't know. I just like really I'm in one of them like really happy moods where I'm like so proud of the things that I've done, if that makes sense. Like I'm proud of the things I've achieved. like like I've opened up this map and then I've like gone ahead and worked on it for 2 years. We've had a role playing series on here which has had over 110 episodes. Do you know what I'm saying? I've had like so many like people that have been willing to help me on this map, and it's just been, I just feel in one of them like really good moods where like I feel so happy that people have been here to help me through the thick and the thin. My MCing, I've been MCing just over 2 years. I've already made a studio track, got a gig, got my first piece of equipment, over 1,000 likes on Facebook, over 10,000 views on videos. Like I just feel like so privileged to say that that's the way I am. And Jan, welcome to the stream. We're building a city, and I'm just finishing off a pharmacy here called Pills Pharmacy. Um, just
Zibam,
out, just
Zibam.
outside of our neighbourhood area, as you can see, which is where I'm like kind of building right now. I'm gonna be doing a row of shops here,
Right, we've
so you
got
can see
crack,
here that
oil,
I'm gonna be
gun running.
carrying these buildings down a bit, and I'm gonna put a few
No gun
like
running, guns
gonna
right,
put a
sorry.
few different things on here. Probably like a kebab shop. Might even do like a little bakery. Gonna
I'm gonna
do
keep going back
gonna
on the
do some
phone
other
until I
stuff,
choose what to do.
you know, to like
I'm gonna
try and
go
finish
choose.
off this area. I'll just give you a little look on the map if you want of like the whole entire city, everything we've got on here. I am currently knocking some buildings down to rebuild them over in the actual downtown area, which is just over at the other side of the river. And I am like working on fixing up some new stuff, getting rid of some old stuff. But here's our whole entire
Yeah,
city.
yeah.
So I was on this map where you saw at the moment. I was just there. I was just right there, which is just near this bridge here, which you didn't see the bridge because it just didn't quite load in. And this down here, where it's very green, is our residential area. This is our neighbourhood. So this is where like all of our houses are and stuff like that. And we also have a school and stuff like that here in that area. This area here is like our shopping area, so like shopping centres, retail parks, bus station, like
Retail
rows
now.
of high street shops, like clothing stores and stuff. We also have a little riverfront which has a Ferris wheel on it, and obviously like a few like flats what look out to the onto the river.
Zibam. Oh my
Um,
god, what is that?
then down here we have our downtown area, which is all our like really tall office buildings and business skyscrapers. We've got a football stadium just here to the right. We've got the SBSC arena up here, which is like a multi purpose arena. So it's a bit like a theatre, but in an arena. They like book different shows here, have like maybe
I
live
tried to
singers and
molest that man.
bands. They also have like like trucking shows and stuff like that. They also have TV awards ceremonies in there and stuff. And then down here is our kind of industrial area. You can see that everything's a bit grey, and there isn't much green round here. This is like factories and, car dealerships and warehouses. We also got the TV studios here as well. And, we just have a few like miniature buildings. So, you know, you know what I mean? So that's quite good. And then up here we have the start of a seaside beach area, so this will be full of like hotels and rock shops, toy shops. There'll be like a little theme park somewhere, and stuff like that. And obviously I've got more things to build out here, but there's still plenty to do on the areas we've got, so that's kind of why I'm still working there at the moment. But if there's any area you want me to go in the map, just say like, can you show me somewhere, and I'll happily go there. It only takes matter of a few seconds to fly over there, depending where you want really. But I know this map, so obviously I know where I'm going, considering that I have been on this map nearly 2 years. So just if anything you want to see, comment, and I'll go there. And that goes the same for anyone else who joins the stream. You want me to give you a little look round, I do not mind doing so. So yeah, guys, Park Drive episode went up yesterday. If you've not seen it, go ahead and check that out. Park Drive Drama episode 118, A Dark Past. It was a very, very good episode to film, actually. What texture pack? This is the city texture pack. The city texture pack. I used to build cities in the natural texture pack. This is not my first city I built in Minecraft. This is actually like my 14th city that I've built since like having Minecraft on PlayStation. Due to like being griefed or something like that, or like losing saves or PSN accounts being banned, I've lost like various maps. But I don't know, there's just something what's always made me think, let's start another city and let's do it even better than the last city. And each city obviously has improved, and each city has got bigger. So like this city's been the biggest. I spent 2 years on it, and the city I had before, which was called Noble City, I spent about 1.5 years on it. You have the Skyrim pack, fair enough. I spent about 1.5 years on this on the last map. And then my account got banned, so I decided to start a new city on this account, and it actually turned out a lot more realistic than the one I was building before. So when I got that other account back, I just decided to use this one anyway, because it was working out so much more realistic for me. My building skills had obviously improved and stuff like that, so but yeah, guys. So yeah, Park Drive yesterday was a good episode to film, but it kind of tells a little bit of a dark, deep story of Sean's past. Now, I decided to do this for the realism, because Park Drive can be funny. You can have a laugh when watching Park Drive, but I still want to get the message. Yeah, but I still want to get the message across that serious things can happen in people's lives, and that's why I kind of did what I did with Sean, because sometimes I like to have a bit of a laugh in a Park Drive scene, tell a few jokes, make a few characters do some funny things. Then I like to get straight to the point and sometimes do a bit more of an emotional scene, or a bit more of a scene which, might make you feel a bit sorry for that character. So I decided to go into Sean's past. Now, there's two reasons why I decided to do this. The first reason is because it entered my head when we were doing the scene. Like, I was just recording a scene, and Sean said, I happened to make Sean mention something about his past. And then I kind of thought, wait, I know I could do something really good at this point. And I quickly, stopped the scene and decided to add to it. And pretty much, the other reason why I did it is because when Sean came into Park Drive, you didn't really know much about him. He kind of just came and started building the cafe after the house fire. And, he kind of just, worked with a building agency. And that's all we really knew about him. We didn't really know, like too much
Sean
about
and
his
James are never
past.
be friends again.
So I kind of just decided, well, let's make up a past for Sean. So Sean had a very, very bad childhood, if that makes sense. Sean had a dad what used to drink every day, beat his mum up, which was so bad that his mum had to leave while his dad was asleep. If she'd have done it when he was awake, then she wouldn't have got away. He would have just trapped her and gave her a kicking again. And then also we've heard reports now that Sean also got beat up by his dad on a regular basis and got chucked out for not cleaning the house. So I'm kind of going to show more about this. Sean's going to kind of tell more about the story. And as he's telling the story, I'm going to film like flashbacks in his mind of like back to that day. So he's kind of going to like do a little explanation of it. And then pretty much what's going to happen is it's going to show a little clip of Sean when he was a kid and his dad doing some violent things to him in a city apartment. And that's just really to get the message across that these bad things can happen, because Part Drive is a soap, so it's meant to be based like a soap. It's not meant to be a little comedy show where we put on a load of voices and have a bit of a laugh. That just comes as extra because we want to also make people watch the show, not make people...
So they're just sitting there being miserable, listening to the same stuff.
Yeah, like we try to make it fun as well, but sometimes I like to add in a bit of a sort of like, dramatic story, like when Noreen got dementia, for example, or when at least she thought she had. That was time to stop being a bit silly and put something like a bit more serious in, and I do it every now and again to make it so. So let's have a look at this then. Products: create, produce, mix, repeat, with millions of musicians, producers and sound engineers around the world using Cubase every day. Okay, guys. So yeah, I've just been linked to some software what I'm actually going to be getting for free. Music software, by the way. So yeah, I'm still not going to this guy's music studio, but when I do, I'm gonna have a very, very good time indeed, because he's because yeah, we've got some. I've got some. We've got some.
I'm gonna go on with Will now. So.
Join the second.
We've got some good stuff planned in the studio, some good tracks to be made and stuff like that. So yeah, guys. CJ's gone as well. Oh, goodbye. Goodbye, my CJ. Goodbye, my friend. It's just me. Lol. Talk about being ditched, right? Lol. Talk about being ditched. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. I'm not, not that fussed, really. We're okay streaming. Getting things done. So yeah, my first piece of music equipment came today, which was my Behringer 2-channel mixer. And I'm really excited, like so excited that this thing has like come so quick. But I'm obviously not allowed it till next Friday. But guys, on Monday my speakers come. Now these speakers are not the loudest speakers you can get, but they are going to be freaking decent speakers. Like they come with stands and a carrying case. They are they're loud enough for taking to venues. So let's just say, for example, like they're not the loudest speakers, but at the same time, they're not like speakers that you can really just put in your house, for example. Like you can put them in your house, but they're not sort of like, in other words, like they're not speakers what you can really play quiet, if that makes sense. If you play quiet, then you may as well just get a cheaper pair of speakers. Like, in other words, what I'm saying is you don't pay what I paid. Well, I paid just short of 200 quid for these speakers, and that was because they were on a deal. They were like more nearer 300 quid when they weren't on the deal, and pretty much you don't pay. You don't pay a decent amount of cash like that for a set of speakers if you don't play them at decent volume. So in other words, they're not really for like just playing quietly in your room, or to just to put a CD on to listen to. Do you know what I'm saying? Like they're like stuff that you have the volume cranked up, a decent volume, and you go ahead and do your MCing and stuff with it. So I've actually found out some interesting stuff about this mixer anyway that I've purchased myself into, and that is that pretty much I can go ahead and use the mixer for making studio tracks as well, which is quite good. Like, I kind of had a bit of an idea you could, but I didn't know how easy it would be. I thought you'd need like a load of other like controllers and different things with it, but it actually turns out you don't. It actually turns out you just need like laptop software and stuff like that. So I'm pretty much going to be able to make some studio tracks. I'm getting some free software from this guy who works in the band, if that makes sense. And I'm really like looking forward to the future, really. Do you know? I'm looking forward to it. Let's say that. Right. We need to find a bakery. You know what? That bakery looks so cool. It's like an old-fashioned bakery, is that? Not something that you'd join on to here, but that really does look sick. That would look sick in the Park Drive area. I so badly want to build that now, because that just looks so sick. I really think I could do something with this building if I was to put it somewhere. The only thing is where would you put something like that? It's kind of got living quarters upstairs, but then at the same, it's got like a little bakery at the bottom. It's kind of from like a bit like a medieval village, but it's kind of like a building from medieval times that has kind of been modernized to like nowadays, if that makes sense. It looks sick. That's all I'm gonna say. As a matter of fact, it would it even go on? No. I want to put that somewhere so bad. I just don't know where. Actually, I do know where we could put it. Goodbye. Now, I was taking this down anyway, so it wouldn't really make too much of a difference. Let me get some heads in the party anyway. Some heads. Some people. Some peeps. Little did he know. Little did he know. I'm still haunted by the hole inside. I'm actually in the music mood, actually. I'm just in a really, like, good mood today, guys. Like, you know when like things for me are just going sweet. Like, we're just like we're getting part drives done. Where I'm like doing some, you know, sick stuff. Hopefully getting Sims 4 tomorrow, guys. I can't promise you that I will because it all really depends. Um, like it depends really. It's kind of one of them. It's kind of one of them debated things. I got I got something like 70 quid this week, and then we got 20. I got 20 took off, and then I So in other words, I've got about 50 quid, I believe, and I think I already had a bit in my wallet, if I remember right. But the only thing is, it's whether I want to go out tomorrow night. That makes sense. If that makes sense to you guys, like, if I was to get the game, which, you know, I want to get it, don't get me wrong, but the thing is, I don't know if I'm going to be able to. That's the thing, like, I'm hoping that I can, but if I do, I might not have the ability to go out on the night. Now, personally, like, I like going out and socialising with my mates on a Saturday night. That's like, it's kind of a thing. I like to go out in town and, you know, see people, and, you know, that's just a thing that I like to do. Have a few drinks in the pub, and, you know, like, see who goes in and have a little chat to some people. And that's like how I like to spend my Saturday nights. I find Saturday nights boring because there's nothing really to do on a Saturday night. You know, there's no part drives to record. There's no like Emmerdales or anything to watch, and you know, like it's kind of boring for me. So I like to go out because it gives me a bit of chance to catch up with a few mates who I don't really see that often now we've left school, and you know, it just gives me the chance to meet them really and find out what they've been up to, and I like doing that. But at the same time, I do obviously want The Sims 4. But the thing is The Sims 4 is a new game, so The Sims 4 is going to be like, it's going to be like what, 10? It's going to be like you know, like 42 quid or something like that, unless it's like down in price from Black Friday. So check, what to? Yeah, 2 secs, guys. I'm just like messaging this guy as well. yeah, guys. Yo, check, check. Alright, guys, I'm gonna leave this stream here. Like, subscribe, comment. See you guys next time.